Hey guys, Ed here. Guys, welcome back to Models and Beer. We are going to dive headfirst right on into our SeaRAM build. This is going to be part one of our build. I don't know how many parts there's going to be to this. It's not a very big kit, so part-wise, there's not a whole lot to it, but we have a whole mess of photo etch with this kit. And I think that's where the challenge is going to be. A lot of tiny parts, and I have big fat fingers, so we're going to see how that part plays out. But I'm super excited to get into this thing. We did an official unboxing. You can check out that video. It's the one prior to this one here. And this is going to be part one of this build. Now, like I said, I don't know how many parts there's going to be to it. We'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, guys, welcome to part one. Welcome back to Models and Beer. Let's get into it. right, hey, just a couple of things worthy of notation, okay? Here's where I'm at so far on our build, okay? I'm at step 3, and that puts us up to this here. I'm going to leave these apart until after painting because I want to paint this, but I want to leave the rubber the rubber pieces black as they are, just to kind of break it up a little bit. So that's going to sit like that. And then we got these little rubber feet that are going to be going on here on all 4 corners. So I'm going to leave those off until after we paint because I want to leave those black as well, okay? All right, so here's what I want to tell you about. First off, on these little feet here, let me get this out of the way here. Just give us some room to work here. Here's an instruction book. So right off the bat, on step 1, okay, they have you cutting out these little pieces here. They are in the photo etch sheet A part 37, okay, and there's 8 of those, 2 for each one of these little rubber boots here that go onto here, right? I started cutting those out, and those things are so tiny. Let me zoom in here so we can see. I'm sorry, guys. I got the camera up on another computer over here to my side, so I don't have it right at me. So right here they are, okay? And when I went to cut those out of the sprue sheet, these little arms are, I mean, they are thinner than a piece, my lips aren't working tonight, a piece of hair. I mean, they are like fine, almost nothing there. It's almost impossible to even get a hold of those, and even like when you try to grab it with a tweezer, it bends these, okay? There's no integrity to these little pieces at all. And I don't know how anybody ever got those off and successfully got those onto these little boots, to be honest with you, okay? I destroyed these things, cutting them out, just getting them out of the sprue or the photo etch sheet. And then when I tried to bend these, I just made a mess of them. I ended up getting rid of those, okay? And I thought to myself, well, they're like a tiny little minor detail compared to everything that we got going on in here. Nobody would probably even notice that those aren't there. Now, after thinking about it for some time, I had some of this railing left around. Let me show it to you here. From one of my ship builds, okay? And it's nice strong wire, and it is almost, I mean, it's a little bit thicker than those pieces that that they give you to put onto these little boots. But let me show you, I made one, and I think it's going to work. Let me spill it out here. There we go. And it's almost identical now to, I mean, this one's a little bit uneven. I'll take a little bit more time when I'm cutting out the rest of these. But that is going to work to replace those ones that, that I inadvertently destroyed. And this one was just a test piece to cut out just to see if it would work. But I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. I mean, we'll have to make it a little bit shorter, but those are going to work. Those will be, I mean, after it's on there, nobody's going to ever know the difference. And like I said, I wasn't even going to put anything on there. Like I said, I destroyed those, and it kind of bummed me out because we were still just on step 1, right, of the build here, and already the photo etch, I mean, there was a couple of them that were salvageable, but I didn't have enough to keep it uniform all the way around, so I just opted to not use those, and I already tossed those out. I don't even have those anymore to even show you. Like I said, I was just going to leave these, you know, black rubber, stick them on, or continue on with the build. But I think these might work. So I might try to go ahead and make 8 of those up and get those on there. At least it's something there, right? Like I said, I don't think anybody would ever know the difference on that. So, okay, another thing worthy of mentioning, and even more so than this little silly mistake that I'm dealing with these little pieces. So I'm moving along on my instruction book, right, for our build, and I got to step 1, and we got all, all this done. We got all these pieces together, and this piece is done. We got this piece done. We got some photo etch on here, right, as it's supposed to be. And I'm looking, and we got, this base down here that we just built. That's this piece here, okay? So we built this, and I'm looking, and I seen an image of this thing, and it had photo etch like all over it, right? So here I am, I'm on step 4, which is what I was doing, and I got all those little, hang on, let me get this off of here. I got all those little handles on there, just like it shows for step 4, and right here, and I'm looking. Let me show you this image. Look at right here. You can see all this photo etch that is down here on this piece, right? And the instruction sheet doesn't show that here. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I'm flipping through the book thinking, well, maybe it's, further up into the build. So I'm going through, turning the page, looking for when this photo etch is going to go in here. And it does not show that. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Then it hit me. We have this piece. Remember this? Additional armor, okay, for the phalanx and the SeaRAM. So what happens here, guys, is they added this in after the instruction book. Maybe this at one time was an aftermarket. Let me zoom back out. Maybe this was an aftermarket thing that you bought at one time to, to enhance the SeaRAM model that we're building, and now they just included it in with it. So now check this out. And I'm glad I didn't get too much further before I realized this, guys. This could have really ended up bad. So these are all the pieces that I was looking at on this picture here. Take a look. Okay, that is all of this. These are all the photo etch pieces that come on this extra sprue, and here they are here. They're still in the plastic. I haven't removed it. So that is the missing pieces I was looking for. They are not in this book, guys. If you're building straight out of this book, you need to include this from the get-go, because right at step, what step is it, 2, I think, or 3? It has you putting that stuff on here. Okay, see, like this piece here, that is this here, right in here. So this all gets photo etch all the way around, photo etch, and more here that goes on, photo etch. This is all from the additional armor that's included with this set. And here's some big pieces that go on that I was looking at, and look at all these. Now my only concern is, okay, I'm at this point here, okay, and it does show in the additional armor that these are supposed to be on there, and that comes with in this instruction book here, if that makes any sense. Okay, so now I have concerns. Are these handles, are they going to be in my way when I go to put this piece of photo etch on there? And I hope not, because I don't want to have to remove all these and then put them back. They were kind of a pain in the ass to get on there. Fortunately, that's as far as I got. I did have one handle on this back side, and there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more that go there, but I got the piece of photo etch going in here. So I haven't gone far enough to where I made any major mistakes. I'm glad I caught it. So yeah, so if you're building this, guys, you need to right off the bat start looking at your additional armor instruction sheet, okay? That is not in your regular instruction book that comes with this kit. So that's a separate, that's just as like you went out and bought a additional set of photo etch for this thing. And so you have to combine these two together as you're building. Each piece you need to come back and check on the additional armor to see if you got photo etch that needs to go on there. So I just thought I would mention that, guys. I'm so glad I caught that, earlier than, say I got, 5 or 6, 7 steps down into this build, and then I realized, oh shit, you know, and then I'd have to start removing all this crap that I got on here because I forgot to put the photo etch in. So I thought I would mention that to you, because that's certainly worthy of knowing. If you're building this thing, make sure you include your additional armor instructions with your main instruction book and work them together as you're going through your steps. You go to step 1, check your additional armor for anything that might be on step 1 so that you can include that as you're moving forward. So, all right, guys, that's all I wanted to say. Let's get back to building. Hopefully this piece here, like I said, I got a couple pieces of photo etch going in here, and I'm hoping these handles that I put in do not create any issues for me, but we shall see. So, all right, guys, moving on.